The Israel-Hamas war is not the same as the Ezekiel invasion, at least not yet. There are good reasons for saying this. First of all, the invaders in the Israel-Hamas war constitute a limited group of terrorists. By contrast, Ezekiel prophesies that Russia and a group of Muslim nations, including Iran, Sudan, Turkey, Libya, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and Tajikistan, will launch a massive attack against Israel in the end times. Second, the Ezekiel invasion will be led by a czar-like military figure known as Gog, according to Ezekiel 38 verses 2-3. No such czar-like leader has participated in the Hamas attack. Third, Israel is setting out to destroy Hamas. By contrast, God himself will destroy the Ezekiel invaders by a fourfold judgment, according to Ezekiel 38. First, God will cause a massive earthquake that disrupts transportation and throws the armies of the multinational forces into chaos. Second, infighting will break out among the invading troops, likely involving the Russians and Muslims firing at each other, each suspecting that the other has double-crossed them. Third, God will cause a massive outbreak of disease, with dead bodies lying around everywhere. And fourth, God will pour down hailstones, fire, and burning sulfur, incinerating the remaining invaders. In view of these and other factors, the Israel-Hamas war cannot be viewed as the Ezekiel invasion. While the Israel-Hamas war is not the Ezekiel invasion, it is quite possible that this war could lead to the Ezekiel invasion. There are already many geopolitical experts who have warned that other Arab countries could easily be drawn into this conflict. Certainly a number of Arab nations have already expressed that the actions of Hamas are a legitimate response to the measures taken by Israel against Hamas in Gaza. This means that many Arab countries would be motivated to move against Israel. One must wonder, will Israel's ground assault on the Gaza Strip motivate surrounding Arab nations to join in the conflict? If Israel completely destroys Hamas, will this cause such resentment in Iran that Iran will seek to mobilize the Arab nations to join in an attack against Israel? What if Israel preemptively launches an attack against Iran in retaliation for its support of Hamas? These are sobering questions. The fact is, there are many different scenarios that could unfold that could widen the conflict in the Middle East. Even Russia could get involved in support of Iran if the US comes out in force in support of Israel. Another possibility is that a unified group of Muslim nations across the Middle East, with Russia's help, might decide to take a unified stand against both the lesser Satan and the greater Satan, Israel and the United States. Such Muslims might consider this a long-awaited epic battle between good and evil. With all that is happening in Israel today, it appears that God is setting up the Middle East for the prophesied last days. As someone put it, things are not falling apart, they are falling into place. To sum up, we are witnessing the convergence of all the major components of Ezekiel 38 and 39 coming together in our own day. For example, Russia is presently governed by a czar-like man who could be the Gog of the Ezekiel invasion. Gog will form an alliance with Islamic nations because he has an evil plan. Iran will be the chief among equals, but there will be other significant Islamic countries involved as well. All these countries will launch a massive military attack on Israel. It will happen in the last days. Now, here is something to think about. The convergence of prophecies related to the Ezekiel invasion is happening at a time in history when Israel has been rebuilt as a nation and the Jews have flocked back to the Holy Land. We are living in the first window in all of the 2,600 years since the prophecy was first written, in which all the pieces that God said would fall into place in the last days, for this apocalyptic attack on Israel to occur, have, in fact, fallen into place. That doesn't mean the invasion is going to happen this week or this month or this year. We do not set prophetic dates. But the convergence of prophesied events has taken place in our day. That is why we should pay close attention to what is happening in Israel and the Middle East. For more on all this, you are invited to read the brand new edition of the book, Israel on High Alert, by Rhodes, published in December of 2023. It's an up-to-date treatment of Israel in prophecy, and will be of great help to you as you seek to understand God's prophetic plan for Israel. It is available on Amazon.com.